So tell me how. Tune in for some happiness. Tune in for some fun. Tune in late at night or tune in the sun. This is TFM. Get ready to rock. From AM to PM. Come on. Let's talk.
TFM 95.4.
Let's talk.
Live on TFM and the TFM Facebook page. This is the live feed of TTV. Let's talk.
Hello and welcome to the Midday Update. These are the top headlines from our newsroom today. National Blood Donation Campaign launched in Oman. Second vaccine dose set to be administered in the country. Schools in Oman set for partial return of students. Research project hopes to produce COVID-19 medicine from frankincense. Bank Muscat launches Al Mazuna 2021 scheme today in the country. Iran to provide COVID-19 vaccines in March. China builds hospital in 5 days after coronavirus cases surge in the country. Zhenggu smashes world indoor triple jump record with 18.07 meters. Night to early morning, low-level clouds or fog patches over Al-Wusta, North Sharqiya, South Sharqiya, Al-Buraimi and Al-Dahira governorates. With that, let's see how the weather looks like in the rest of the governorates. Muscat will be sunny with temperatures between 25 to 17 degrees Celsius. Musandam will be sunny with temperatures between 23 to 15 degrees Celsius. North Al-Batna will be partly cloudy with temperatures between 25 to 16 degrees Celsius. South Al-Batna will be sunny with temperatures between 26 to 16 degrees Celsius. Al-Buraimi will be partly cloudy with temperatures between 26 to 15 degrees Celsius. Al-Dahira will be partly cloudy with temperatures between 26 to 14 degrees Celsius. Ad-Dakhliya will be sunny with temperatures between 27 to 14 degrees Celsius. North Al-Sharqiya will be sunny with temperatures between 28 to 15 degrees Celsius. South Al-Sharqiya will also be sunny with temperatures between 25 to 15 degrees Celsius. Al-Wusta will be partly cloudy with temperatures between 27 to 15 degrees Celsius. And lastly, Dhofar will be sunny with temperatures between 25 to 15 degrees Celsius. Welcome back to TTV. You're watching Midday Update. Now, before we get into the details for the local stories of the day, let's jump to the COVID-19 updates. The Ministry of Health officials has announced the registration of 3 death cases due to coronavirus in the Sultanate over the span of 72 hours. This has taken the total death cases in Oman to 1,512. The health officials has also extended their deepest condolences to the families of the deceased. Moreover, in the last 72 hours, 526 coronavirus cases were also registered by the health officials in the country. The total cases in the country have now touched 131,790, including 124,067 recoveries, as well as 1,512 deaths. In the past 72 hours, 474 recoveries were also reported. The ministry urged everyone to adhere to social distancing instructions issued by the Supreme Committee and the Ministry of Health. And now from a local desk. A national blood donation campaign was launched today under the patronage of His Highness Sayyid Kamil bin Fahad Al Said. A statement issued online by the Ministry of Health said the blood donation campaign was launched under the patronage of His Highness Sayyid Kamil bin Fahad Al Said, who's the Assistant Secretary General of the Office of Deputy Prime Minister for the Council of Ministers. People who are interested to register and do blood donations can actually go through the following link, which is www.moh.gov.om. Now, people in Oman who have been vaccinated with the first dose of the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine will begin to receiving their follow-up shot from today, the Ministry of Health has said. This is a continuation of the first phase of the country's national immunization campaign. In keeping with the previous rounds of vaccination, these follow-up shots will be given to frontline healthcare workers, the elderly, and those suffering chronic diseases. As of Friday, 24,204 people were vaccinated with the first dose of the jab. The first phase of the national campaign witnessed a remarkable turnout by people from the target groups, thus achieving the desired coverage rate as planned. The Ministry of Health will continue with the first phase of vaccinations even after the second dose is administered to those who have already been vaccinated until all the members of the selected target groups have been inoculated. Regular updates over subsequent target groups will be broadcast through media outlets and online channels. Dr. Ahmed Al Saidi, the Minister of Health in the Sultanate, at a recent press conference of the Supreme Committee to deal with COVID-19, said that the vaccines have been distributed to all governorates along with a clear mechanism for its distribution. Although the Pfizer vaccine possessed logistical challenges in terms of storage, Oman does have the capability to handle them and distribute them to the various governorates. He added that the Ministry of Health booked 370,000 doses of the Pfizer vaccine, which will arrive in batches. We will also rely on the supply of the vaccine made by Oxford AstraZeneca and take care of its safe arrival and efficient distribution. He also explained that here is reluctance among some people over receiving the vaccine, but this is based on misinformation and rumors. In fact, he said that I have received the first dose of the vaccine and have not experienced any side effects. These side effects are simple. No serious effects have been recorded. About 22,749 people have been vaccinated so far. This represents 82% of people in target groups in the first phase of vaccinations. The Minister of Health has also reaffirmed that the Sultanate was among the first countries to obtain the COVID-19 vaccine in a set of 42 countries around the world that applied for the drug. Dr. Ahmed pointed out that the Sultanate's access to the vaccine came as a result of the support of His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq to the national anti-COVID-19 immunization campaign and his determination that the Sultanate be among the leading countries in receiving the vaccine. Dr. Ahmed reiterated that the Sultanate will not accept any vaccine except after checking its validity for safe use. He described reservation among some people to take the drug as legitimate hesitation, noting that this stance is scientifically justifiable but associated with rumors or misinformation. The minister also explained that the vaccination gives extra protection from the disease, but no scientific evidence supports the idea that the recipient cannot transfer the virus. Within the first quarter of this year, the Sultanate will receive about 8 to 10 vaccines, said the minister, stressing that no vaccine will be used in the Sultanate before getting full information about it, and provided that the drug is registered in the country of origin and safe to use. Now, students of classes of 1, 4, 5, 9, and 11 will return to classes and adopt a blended model of learning, with schools taking a number of precautions to prevent students from being infected by COVID-19. This development comes after a decision taken by the Ministry of Education as part of a gradual process of bringing school-going students back to classrooms. This will be expanded to other grades after considering the epidemiological situation in the country, as per discussions with the Supreme Committee to deal with COVID-19. We would like to assure everyone that not all students will go back to schools this coming Sunday, said Dr. Abdullah Ambusaidi, who is the Under-Secretary of the Ministry of Education. He added that there will be a gradual return during the next week and over time, so that this can happen in a safe and easy manner. Adding that the vaccine will also be provided to people working in schools, he explained. There are other possible considerations to look at, upon which the decision will be made to either fully return to schools for the second semester or continue with blended education. He continued saying that should the pandemic continue to exist, the conceived scenario is to stick to blended learning. Face-to-face instructions will be held differently during the second semester of the academic year, in keeping with the epidemiological situation. Now, to prepare for students returning to schools, the buses that take them there have also been fitted with the precautionary measures required to prevent the spread of COVID-19. School buses are available, and the Ministry of Education has readied itself for this step for a long time, according to Dr. Ali Al-Jahwari, who's the Director General of the General Directorate of Education in Governorate of Muscat. He said that the bus contracts were signed last November, with operations planned for schools also taking into account the sizes of buses. The ministry has requested that the seating capacity of each bus should not exceed 50% of its seats. Temperature measuring devices and sterilizers shall be provided for each bus. It is important that the school administrators meet with bus drivers to remind them of the healthcare and preventive measures. So that students can continue learning as part of the blended learning system, the ministry has provided tablets and laptops to those who require them, while centralizing the curricula through a platform that is easy to use and access. At the start of 2020, there were more than 600,000 students attending 1,163 public schools in the country, according to the statistical yearbook released by the National Center for Statistics and Information. These schools contain upward of 22,500 classrooms and nearly 57,000 teachers. Now, talking on the same subjects of the well-being of the students, those attending Indian schools in Oman have been forced to go back home because of the COVID-19 pandemic can still give their class 10 and 12 board exams in India. An official from the Indian school system in Oman said that if there is a student whose father or mother have been terminated from the job in Oman and have been forced to go back home, can go to the nearest CBSE school and inform them of the circumstances as to why they have had to leave Oman and put in a request for them to write their board exam at that school. The school will then write to the CBSE headquarters and seek permission for this candidate, and during these exceptional circumstances, they will definitely provide them the means to write the exam. Otherwise, the students would have to take admission in class 10 or 12 all over again, and it would be very difficult to provide that at a time like this. He also said that CBSE should provide permission, but in case they don't, the parent can always reach out to us and we will approach those concerned on their behalf. The exam, however, must be given in person. There is no online provision available for the 10 or 12 board examinations. Now, written board exams for Indian schools in Oman are scheduled to be conducted in May and June this year, and a long list of protocols students are required to follow has been issued to them. Students need to wear a mask when they come to school and maintain social distancing, said Indian School Muscat, the largest of the Indian community schools, in a circular sent to students and parents. It continued saying that they can carry their own stationery and bottle of drinking water. Sharing of stationery materials and drinking water are not allowed. Only one entrance will be kept open for students to arrive at and leave the school, with parents not allowed onto the premises owing to the pandemic. Parents have been requested to not make their students wait for too long after the exam for the day has ended and must not send their children to school if they feel unwell. Their class teachers must be informed under certain circumstances. According to the circular, students should read the seating plan sent to them. They must then go straight to the exam room and sit at their allotted place. They should not go anywhere else on the school campus. Hand sanitizers will be made available for students, but they're also encouraged to bring their own. Those who use the toilet must follow hygiene protocols and maintain social distancing. Assembling in groups before and after the exam is discouraged, and as is issuing and the banisters in school while climbing up and down flights of stairs. The circular also mentioned that no mobile phone should be brought to school on these days. School phones can be used during an emergency. If students feel unwell, they should report immediately to the teacher in the class or the school nurse. Students appearing for the class 10 and 12 board exams must submit an undertaking signed by their parents confirming they will follow the safety guidelines issued and not risk the health of others by staying at home should they fall ill or display the symptoms of the coronavirus. Lastly, children who are under quarantine, however, do not need to come to school and can let the school authorities know accordingly. Now, research to make medicines capable of fighting COVID-19 from frankincense trees in Oman is being jointly undertaken by the University of Nizwa and the University of Oxford. The project is looking to isolate certain key compounds from frankincense known for its healing properties and to use them to make antibiotics. The resin contains large numbers of naturally occurring chemicals that could be used to inhibit the ability of the COVID-19 virus to infect people. Dr. Ahmed Suleiman Al-Harasi, who's the Vice Chancellor for Research and Graduate Studies at the University of Nizwa, explained that we realize that the properties of these compounds being anti-inflammatory can be very beneficial because we could use these to inhibit the M protein in the COVID-19 virus. This protein is present in the spike protein of the virus, which is used to enter the host cells, such as the lungs, in the case of humans. We can models of the M protease in which we treated this with our active drugs. We could see a very strong binding between the two, which means the inhibition of the virus by C compounds could be very strong. The project is led by Dr. Al-Harasi, who also serves as the chair of the Natural and Medical Sciences Research Center, which he helped found and is conducting this research, and Dr. Christopher Schofield, the head of organic chemistry at Oxford. Dr. Harasi also revealed that if things go well, maybe in a year's time, we will execute the project with regard to the 20 active components regarding COVID-19 and the M protease enzyme. We have 12 research labs, and we have managed to establish a large network of active collaborators and have large numbers of specialized equipment. Collaboration for research projects such as this one has been established with different stakeholders, including the Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries and Water Resources, Ministry of Health, Oman Botanic Garden, the Office for the Conservation of Environment, Sultan Qaboos University, Ministry of Higher Education, Research and Innovation, and several others. While internationally, the university is collaborating with more than 50 institutes around the world. Now, earlier today, Bank Muscat launched one of its most important activities for the year. Yes, I'm talking about Al Mazuna 2021 scheme, which will be seen giving out 11 million Omani Riyals gift prizes this year. And to find out more details about this scheme, we also had Mr. Abdul Nasser Al Raisi, who's the Deputy General Manager for the Premier Banking at Bank Muscat, talking to us. Let's listen to his interview.
This year, we have increased the number of winners by 12% to 7,470 winners, which is a 12% increase from last year. This year, we have tried as much as possible also to reach the highest number of winners across the country. We have seen certain patterns, certain behavior changes in the pandemic, and we want to also confirm if these behaviors are not just due to the pandemic, but it's a change in savers' behavior. It's a change if people thinking for the future and trying to save as much as possible. We have the 11 million spread across the country. We have also brought more mega prices on monthly basis for smaller savers. Okay. So we have now a 50,000 Riyal mega draw every month for the smaller savers.
Okay.
And then obviously we have also many draws for our priority and private banking customers. And also for all the premier banking customers, we have different large, which takes the lion's share every year because they are the biggest savers.
Yeah.
But we also want to share more money with the smaller savers. So we have brought this mega draw, as I said. A lot of draws for the region, a lot of draws for special occasions. Then also we have increased the mid-year and the end of the year mega draw amount. So it used to be around 1 million Riyal, now it's 1.7 million. Higher number of Johar customers, which are our privileged banking customers, will be winning on monthly and mid-year and end of the year.
But just in particular, is there for Asala banking and Johar banking, is there any special prizes just for those customers?
Yes, of course. Yeah, so we have prizes of more than 5.5 million Riyal put specially for the Premier Banking customers.
Okay.
So we have monthly draws for Johar customers, for example, 25 monthly draws for 5,000 riyals. And that happens every month.
Every month.
Then you have mid-year and end of the year, 10 winners, 20,000 riyals.
20.
So these are mid-year and end of the year. For Asala, we also have monthly draws and we have end of the year draws. So the monthly draws are 10 winners of 25,000 riyals, which is 250,000 a month. And then you have the mid-year and the end of the year. There is again 10 winners, which 50,000 riyals.
Oman's largest online supermarket now has no minimum order limit. From grocery to household items, Rafiq has everything that you want. Enjoy worry-free shopping with over 8,000 products to choose from and get it delivered straight to your doorstep. Rafiq, you order, we deliver.
It's about time we kicked COVID-19 out of our lives. Join us on TTV Outline every Monday and let us learn how to fight COVID together. Welcome back to TTV. You're watching Midday Update. And now from our international desk. Iranian President Hassan Rouhani on Saturday said the country will start vaccination in March. Addressing a National Committee meeting on fighting COVID-19, Rouhani said Iran will begin mass vaccination by the end of the current Iranian calendar year, which is on March 20th, 2021. He also urged people to observe all necessary health protocols, saying if health protocols are not implemented, the country may run the risk of another peak in COVID-19 cases. Rouhani said that Iran's joint vaccine with a foreign country will be ready next Iranian year, vowing to provide other vaccines brought from COVAX by the end of the current year or at the beginning of the next year. Spokeswoman for Iran's Ministry of Health and Medical Education, Sima Sadatlari, said that the country's total count of confirmed COVID-19 infections rose to 1,324,395 after 6,100 new cases were registered. She said that 96 new deaths related to the coronavirus were also registered in Iran, taking the death toll of the epidemic in the country to 56,717. Now, China has built a 1,500-room hospital for COVID-19 patients in just 5 days after a spike of infections was reported in a city of south in Beijing. The hospital is the first of 6 with a total of 6,500 rooms being built in Nangong in Hubei province, the Xinhua news agency said on Saturday. The temporary facilities are due to be completed within the next week. Chinese health authorities have placed more than 28 million people in the northeast into lockdown as they battle a new wave of the coronavirus in Nangong at the Hebei province capital. In the past week, China has seen the number of daily cases jump to a 10-month high. On Saturday, the country reported 130 new cases. Of those cases, 115 were local infections, 90 of which were from Hubei province. Another 23 cases were found in northeastern Heilongjiang province, while 2 cases were reported in Beijing. Total case numbers remain far below the height of the initial outbreak in early 2020, but concerns are growing due to the Lunar New Year holiday a month away. The 15-day celebration sees hundreds of millions of people leave cities for their ancestral homes, which could also help to spread the virus. According to the National Health Commission in China, the recent outbreaks have come from travelers entering the country or contaminated frozen food imports. It's time for a quick commercial break, but stay tuned as we have more updates your way from our sports desk.
Oman's largest online supermarket now has no minimum order limit. From grocery to household items, Rafiq has everything that you want. Enjoy worry-free shopping with over 8,000 products to choose from and get it delivered straight to your doorstep. Rafiq, you order, we deliver.
Hello everyone, my name is Alan Nabhani. today we're going to be talking about VAT, also known as value-added tax, NOC, no objection certificate, repealed by the 1st of January 2021. The law regulating VAT transactions comes into effect on the 18th of April 2021. However, now that it is repealed, the employee may freely move in the job market at the end of their employment relationship. Well, from now on, we're here to be your trusted source for anything and everything legal. Let's talk legal.
Welcome back to TTV. You're watching Midday Update, and now from a sports desk. World Championships bronze medalist Hugues Fabrice Zango produced the first standout athletic moment in 2021 by sailing to a world indoor triple jump record of 18.07 meters on Saturday. The 27-year-old from Burkina Faso added 15 centimeters to the previous record set by his coach Teddy Tamro back in 2011 and becomes the first man to leap beyond 18 meters indoors. He opened his series with a foul, but then landed a valid 17.33 meters effort in round 2. After another foul in round 3, he improved to 17.61 meters and then 17.70 meters, just 7 centimeters shy of his lifetime best. He saved his best for last though and bounded out to 18.07 meters with his 6th and final effort. Zango becomes the first athlete from Burkina Faso to set a world record. His previous best, an outright African record of 17.77 meters, was set indoors in Paris last year and placed him equal 4th on the world indoor all-time list, just 15.17 meters short of the world indoor record set by his coach Tamgo on France. Now, FC Barcelona face Athletic Club Bilbao in the Spanish Super Cup final in Sevilla on Sunday night. Barca have a major doubt over the fitness of Leo Messi, who missed Wednesday's nerve-wracking semi-final win over Real Sociedad after a penalty shootout with a hamstring strain. The Argentinian wasn't even on the bench on Wednesday and didn't train on either Thursday or Friday to leave his presence very much in doubt. Less than 2 weeks ago, Messi scored twice and hit the woodwork as Barcelona beat Athletic by 3-2 in their La Liga clash in San Mamés, and his understanding with Pedri was vital in that game. If Messi doesn't recover, Barca coach Ronald Koeman is finally to field an unchanged side in the final with Ousmane Dembele's pace down both flanks as one of his side's key arguments in attack, while Ter Stegen continues to be colossus in goal. Athletic qualified for the final on Thursday after beating Real Madrid by 2-1 in Malaga with a performance that showed just how much they have progressed under new coach Torrell in the 10 days since their defeat to Barca. With this news, we have come to the end of the episode for today, but stay tuned as we'll be back again tomorrow with Outline and Fighting COVID your way. Stay tuned and keep watching TTV.
You've just heard the live feed from the TTV studios on TFM 95.4. Let's talk.